peace is always available to us in every moment. So no matter what our situation is, no matter what we're going through, no matter what we're feeling, whether it's sadness, rage, depression, anger, that peace will always be accessible to us. It just depends on where we place our attention. Where do we place our consciousness? And the tricky aspect of describing this experience is that it's beyond words, it's beyond language, and obviously all the great mystics, all the great sages were trying to talk about this understanding or trying to talk about this realization. And it's tricky because it's an experience. It's not a philosophy, it's not an idea, it's not a belief, rather a lived direct experience. One kind of easy way for the mind to grasp this idea is that peace is always found in the now. And it's something that you can always train yourself to understand, that peace is always found in the present moment. It's always found in the now. Now, what we have to understand is that when we become conscious of the now, because that's actually what's happening. So our reality is essentially just one thing unfolding in the now, always unfolding. And the idea of a past and the idea of a future only can exist within thought inside the now. So the idea that something happened to me in the past only can exist in the now. And the idea that something bad might happen can only exist in the now as well. It's not actually happening, it's just an idea of it happening. And once we become aware of the now, what starts to happen is we become one with the now, instead of being what feels like separate from it. So thoughts and ideas and beliefs, imagine they separate you from the now. And it's interesting because the idea and the feeling of separation also exists in the now. This is where it gets interesting. And it's almost like becoming asleep of the now. We fall asleep of the present moment, even though the present moment is always there. So we're either aware of the present moment or we're not. Now, the difference between being aware of the present moment is we're going to have a much more deeper sense of peace inside of us if we are aware of the now. Also, it brings us into direct contact with the truth. And the great thing about the truth is the truth will always set you free. So the main goal of the spiritual path is actually, the goal is we want to find truth. We want to come into contact, again, talking earlier, we want to become aware of what the truth is to our experience, right? Obviously a scientist, he tries to find out the truth through observing reality. We find the truth in spirituality through observing our direct experience. And it's essentially, we are like scientists to our experience. Anyway, so with that being said, if peace is always found in the now, then all we have to do is train ourselves to become conscious of the now. And I remember when I first understood or first found out about this principle, one of my techniques was I'd always just become aware of the now. I'd always remind myself to just become aware of the now. Just slowly bring my attention to it. And what's interesting is the now, it doesn't have a place in time and space. It is time and space. It is everything. So you can't really place your attention on it necessarily, but you can just recognize that that's what's happening. It's just a recognition. And through that recognition, you start to just slowly become one with it. But as a practice, one can always suddenly think to themselves, no matter what's happening, whether they're on a train. I remember back when I first realized this understanding, I used to take a lot of train rides. I think I was at uni at the time. And I remember I'd read a lot on the train and I'd suddenly remember, right, okay, the now. And you can use that as a mantra. It's like the now, I see it. I'm aware of it. I become one with it. Now, every now and then, obviously in life, we come into contact with this understanding maybe through sport, or maybe we might be doing something that forces us, maybe at work, to become quite present with what's actually happening in front of us. And we call this a flow state, and it feels so good. It feels so enriching. It feels what life should be about. We come in contact with something that's kind of beyond us, right? And it's so liberating. So this is why it's such a good thing to understand. So we can always find peace no matter what's happening to us, as long as we can bring our attention more into the now, more into the now. So of course, this is where meditation can help as well, because through meditation, we're essentially training our attention to become slowly but surely aware of the process of the now. So whether that's through the breath or whether we're scanning our sensations, because we're basically on a small level just of being aware more of what's happening in front of us, right? Whether if it's a scanning our sensations, or whether it's focusing on the breath, or whether it's a mantra. But if we take it to that one step beyond that, because sometimes it's hard to just meditate, right? And I think it's a little bit easier to just suddenly remember to always just become present to the moment with that mantra, right? What is the now? What is the now? And you can do that at any point. So if you're finding yourself in a challenging situation, what you must do is you have to kind of train yourself to just become aware of the now as the situation is passing through you, essentially. And you'll start to realize that all suffering, all pain, and all sadness exists also within the now. And when you see that the now contains it, you start to, I guess, zoom out of being a person and you become the now itself. You start to merge with it, and this is called entering into samadhi, or a non-dual state. Is essentially all that's really happening is you just become so aware of the process of the now that you're at one with it. You're totally at one with it, and we can slowly but surely train ourselves to do this. Just slowly just become aware of the now. Just bring our attention slowly but surely into the now, and it's a ever ongoing process. You can like fall deeper and deeper into love with it, essentially, or you can fall deeper and deeper in love with the now, essentially. You realize that the now is the nature of reality. So this video is just to remind you, or is just an invitation to constantly just keep remembering the now, no matter what's happening to you. Just keep bringing your attention onto the now, and hopefully you'll be able to find more peace no matter what's happening in your life situation.